Hey everyone, welcome back to a new video. Myself Jay Patel, and today in this video we'll be talking about a very interesting extension of our previous video in which we discussed about the rollup fields in Dynamics 365 CRM. So today in this video I'll be talking about the real-time rollup fields which you can create in the Dynamics 365 CRM. Now this is something which you cannot do with the help of the already available functionalities, or we can say the OOB features which are available for us, but you can definitely use some customization and then you can create the rollup fields. So I got this idea in my mind that let me just create a video upon this where I'll be showing you that if you want to create a custom solution for creating the real-time rollup fields, how can you do that? So before telling you the solution, let me just show you a demo of this. So as you can see on my screen, I have my case record open, and you can see this roll-up field of mine, which is total tasks. So I'm going to use this. All right. And what I'm going to do here is that here, as you can see in the timeline, I can create the tasks, right? And we know the relationship between cases and tasks, right? It is one to many. So we can create many tasks for a single case record. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm just going to click on this add icon, and then I'm going to click on task, and let's give a subject here. Open task. We can just provide some random description here, and let me just click on save and close. All right. So now if you just go and click on refresh, you'll be able to see that the total tasks is now one because I have created one task here, right? And if I just go and click on this add icon again and then click on task, let me just give a subject, open task 2. Let's give some random description for now. Let me just click on save and close. And then if I click on refresh, you'll be able to see that total tasks is now 2, right? And now let me do one thing. Let me just delete this particular task. So let me just click on delete. And then let's try to see that if the count is updated or not. And as you can see now that the total task is 1 because we have deleted one, right? So what I'm doing here is that I'm basically trying to calculate the total number of tasks which are associated with a particular case. And as I go and update, the details related to the tasks for a particular case record, it is also, changing it dynamically here, right? It means you do not have to click on any recalculate button to recalculate this thing. Now I want to do another thing. What I want to do here is that I'm going to open this particular task. So let's just open this record of task, and from here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change this case. So let me just remove this one, our existing one, and let me just search for some other case. So I'm going to use this demo case 2 here, and let me just save this. And when I click on back, you'll be able to see that the total tasks showing to me is now 0 because we have just changed the regarding of that task here. And when I just go back and open this demo case 2, I'll be able to see that the total task count here is 1 now because I'm able to see the task here, right? So this is it. This is how you can do this thing, right? And let me just show you that how I have configured this custom solution so that you can also implement this thing in your projects. All right. So let me just go back to show you the plugin code which I have written here. So as you can see, first of all, what we are doing here is that we are just doing the regular stuff which we do. So we have this method which is public void execute, and then inside this we have the context. I'm checking that if the context dot depth is greater than 1, then in that scenario you would not like to move forward, and the reason right in order to you know in order to make sure that we are not falling into the infinite loop. And then I'm getting the service factory service, and then here I'm declaring two IDs. One is old case ID and the second one is new case ID. And what will be the use of it, you'll be able to understand this thing in the next part of the code. So first of all, what I'm doing is that I'm checking for the create operation, and this is actually for our task, right? Because in all the scenarios when I was explaining in the demo, I first created a task, right? And then it updated the total tasks variable on my, or we can say filled on my case form. So what I'm doing is that I'm checking that if the operation is create, and during that point of time I'm getting the input parameters from the target and checking that whether it contains the regarding object id or not. If it contains the regarding object id, then I want to basically get that lookup field value, and this lookup field value is going to give me my case id, right? And then here I'm checking that whether it's a case or not. So I'm checking that if the lookup field value is a case, then I'm going to store that thing into my new case id variable, which I have declared here, right? Because it's a new task which we are creating, so that's why we are storing it into the new case id variable. All right, after doing that thing, now we are handling the update scenario, where I'm checking that if the message is update, then in that scenario I basically want to see that what was the previous value in our lookup field on the target, on the task entity, right? And for doing that, I'm basically trying to get the pre-image. So I'll get the value of that lookup field from the pre-image, and then I'll compare it. So what I'm doing here is that I am getting this pre-image, and from the pre-image I am getting this regarding object id, and then what I'm doing is that I am getting the value from there. So that is going to be my old reference, or we can say old case, right? So we are getting that thing using the entity reference from the regarding object id field on our task entity. And then I'm checking here that if the old reference is not equal to null, and if it's a case, then in that scenario I will be storing that thing into this particular variable, which is old case id, and we declared it here, right? All right, let's move forward. Now the next thing which I'm doing is that uh, we are updating for the new parent now. So what we'll be doing is that now we will be putting the new reference id to into our new case id variable, right? And for that, what I'm doing here is that I'm checking that the input parameters contains target or not, and it contains the regarding object id or not. And if it contains the regarding object id, right, I'm going to get that, and I'm going to update it for the new case, right? Because whenever you change the regarding in your task form, or we can say in your task entity, then in that scenario two different cases are going to be updated, or we can say the total task filled on two different cases are going to be updated, the new case and the old case. So we have to make the update operation on both of them, right? And that is what we are doing here. Then we are also handling the scenario for the delete operation, where what we are trying to do is that we want to again get the regarding object id from the pre image. So that's what we are doing here. And after getting that, what we are doing is that we are storing it into this old case id variable if it's a case, right? All right, once you do this thing, what you have to do next is that if the old case id has some value, right, so you're basically trying to calculate this thing for the old case, because as I mentioned earlier that we are going to handle this scenario for the old case and for the new case, both of them, right? Because once you update it from the task entity, you're basically updating the lookup field, but that lookup field will have two scenarios. First thing is that the moment when you edit the lookup field, you are removing the old case, and then you add a new case, you have a new case there, right? So you want to update this total task field value for both of them. So here we are first of all recalculating it for the old case, and then once we do that, we are basically calling a function inside this, in which we are passing these two parameters, and this is the function which we are going to see here. And similarly we are doing the same thing for the new case as well. After doing this, we can just go to this particular function or method, whatever you say, and here inside this I am getting these two parameters, and then I'm using this fetch xml query, where I'm getting this condition for my task entity, that the regarding object id should contain a case and the status of my task should be active, right? And I have given it an alias of task count, so I want to fetch those type of tasks here. And once I get such tasks, I'm going to store that result into this entity collection, and then I'm declaring this variable called count. And then if the count is greater than 0, right, in that scenario I'm storing this thing into the form of an integer. And once I store this into this particular variable, I'm just updating this entity object which I have created here, which is entity case update. And inside this we have this logical name of the total tasks filled, and I'm just putting this value inside it. And after that I'm using this syntax called service dot update, where I'm passing this data, so it will just update my entity for me, and I will be having the updated data in my total tasks filled on the case form, right? So this is how I have handled this particular scenario. I hope that you have understood this thing clearly. And if not, if that's not the case, you can definitely let me know in the comments section if you have any doubt. And you can also just watch this video again, this code part, in order to understand the logic, right? So this is how you can perform this logic, and it will help you to create the rollup field like this, where you can dynamically, or we can say in real time, see the updated value of the related records on your parent entity form, right? So thank you so much for watching this video till the very end. I hope you liked it. And if that's the case, then please make sure that you press the like button, you subscribe to this channel, share this video with your friends, because it really motivates me to create more such content. Thank you so much. Bye bye.